After World War II, Soviet-occupied area of Europe emerged as communist single-party states through rigged elections or even through total negligence of elections that were promised under the Yalta Conference. Czechoslovakia was the last bastion of self-determination of the nations in Eastern Europe, being the only country in the Soviet-occupied bloc to hold free and fair elections in 1946. The reason that the Soviets had not installed government upon Czechoslovakia is because it was the Communist Party of Czechoslovakia, abbreviated as the KSC, who was the victor in the said free election. Their support dwindles, however, after potential voters were offended by the actions of the communist-run Minister of Interior and Police. The plan of farm collectivization and the workers being urged to produce more output for unproportional wages. Fearing they would lose power, the Communist Party planted a self-coup and avoid a parliamentary defeat. With the backing of the Soviet Union received at the first Cominform meeting, the KSC formed a trade union militia and launched an uprising across the country, demanding a communist-dominated government. The president of Czechoslovakia, Edvard Beneš, was afraid of Soviet intervention or the Red Army, and as a result surrendered to the KSC's demands, removing non-communist ministers and replaced them with communist candidates. The seizure of power was followed by a Soviet-style purge. Thousands were arrested, fired, or fled into exile. The parliament followed a similar trend, falling in line and wrote a new constitution that clearly envisioned an ideal communist rule, written in the classic communist flowery and bureaucratic language. The Constitution of 1948 is a clear statement that the communists has taken over, and accordingly to the Constitution, aims to achieve a peaceful road to socialism and move against all the efforts of domestic and foreign reaction. The last democratic state in Eastern Europe has now fallen.